Hey guys, so I thought I'd do a lesson on Crazier Things by Cutler, Fingerstyle, and I'm doing the solo as well. I've been playing this song, practicing a lot in my dorm room because there's not a lot to do right now. And I didn't remember seeing a good one on YouTube or a good tab or anything, and I went over it with my guitar teacher. So I'm new to Fingerstyle, so this was kind of my learning point for that, and it may be for some of you as well. So just take it slow. You'll get it down eventually. But, let's get into it. So, there's like one main pattern you're going to follow for most of the song, and, it sounds like this. That's going to be the whole verse. And to do that, so you're going to want to try Travis pattern picking, which means that you're going to assign these three fingers, your index, middle, and ring. Your index is going to be assigned to the G string. Your middle is going to be on the B string, and your ring finger is going to be on the E string. So keep that in mind. You're going to use your thumb on the other strings right here. Let me move so you can see it. And it's basically going to be that's going to have to be in between each of the notes. It's going to be a constant like that. So practice it slow, so it's going to be C add 9 is going to be what you're going to be picking with. So you're going to want to use your middle finger. This is capo 7, by the way, standard tuning, pretty basic. So you're going to want to use your middle finger, 3rd fret of the A string, and your ring finger on 3rd fret of the B string. So that's going to, if you pluck just those two strings, that's what that sounds like. So to do this pattern, you are going to pluck those two together. Then your thumb is going to go to the G string, or no, the D string, sorry. So you're going to go the 2, that's A and B. Then G with your thumb, or I keep saying G. D with your thumb, G with your index. So you're going to go, so that's B and A, D, G, A, B, D. So that is like, run through that a couple times. So I'll just run that one more time. So it's pinch, B and A, D, G, A, B, D. So, and you're just keeping your left hand's constant on those two notes there. So that is the main pattern through a lot of this, And then after that, so to pair that up, that first pattern is going to be most of the song. You'll be changing your bass note a bit, and we'll get into that in a sec, but that pattern is going to be most of the song. But in the verse, after you do that first run, next you're going to do the same thing, but instead of doing the A and the B at the same time, you're going to use your ring finger and do the A and the E string, high E string. So I'll show you what that's like in context. So it's the same thing afterwards. You're doing that, but you're still doing D, G, A, B, D. You're still doing that. So, just get that down. Just work through that. I worked on that for the first week of learning this song. I literally just went slow through those two lines right there. Those two bars, that was it. So, just take your time with it. And then after that, so that's the first half. That's half of the verse. You've already got half the verse at that point. The other half of the verse is you do the same thing, but instead of using the A string, you're going to be using the low E. So you're going to start with it open, and you're going to go back to using the B string. So you only use the high E string after you hit the A and the B string. You only do that after that. You don't ever hit the high E string in the progression on its own after a low E strike. So you're next up, you're going to leave this open, and you're going to keep 3 on B. You're going to do those together, and then you're going to do the same thing. You're going to go D, G, but instead of doing A, you're going to go back to E. So basically, whatever is your bass note, you're going to rotate back to that with your thumb instead of like after you go to G. So that's pinch, and then D, G, E. I played it wrong. Yeah, okay. So E and B, D, G, E, B, D. So you're gonna do that one time after the high E one with the C form, and then you're gonna do the same thing, same exact hand movement there, but you're gonna put your middle finger on third of G and do the same thing. And so for the verse, you're just gonna do each of those one time. So you're gonna go C add 9 with the B string, C add 9 with the E string, E on the low E string, so open E, and then G. So it'll sound like this. So just remember, keep your fingers constant. G string's always going to be your index, and your thumb is going to be all three of the E, the A, and the D. So just get the muscle memory going if you're not in fingerstyle. I wasn't. I've been practicing this a lot, and I'm, finally getting it down well, a lot better at least, To the untrained ear, you sound fine. So just make sure you practice that out. So that's the whole verse, And I think in the verse, it ends on, the words are, if you ever had something real, and at that point, you're at the start, you're on the first half of the progression, so, and then she says real right, add the note after that, and I think it sounds right if you end it on plucking the A and the B with the C form, so 3rd fret B, 3rd fret A, and play those together. So I think that's what works well. You can still do E if it's just easier for you to remember. It doesn't make a lot of difference, to be honest. But, so then you can get into the chorus. It's going to be the same pattern, so just get the pattern first. Just take it slow. Don't try and get it up to speed if you're new. Just get the pattern down, and then start alternating. Get those going. Go through the first part of this lesson a lot. If you're having trouble, just, stick there and repeat it, because that'll help you to memorize it and practice it all the way through. That'll be really helpful. So you get into the chorus after she says, don't know if you ever had something real. I think that it's around that. I'm not listening to it right now, so I don't know. But then the chord progression is pretty similar. So you do the E1 with the open E twice. So you do that twice. Then you go to C, which is the 3rd fret A, 3rd fret B. Then do the C again with the high E. And then you go G, and you do, which is the 3rd fret on the low E string, you do that 3 times. And then on the 4th time, you do 2nd fret on the low E, which is like F sharp in relation. It's not technically F sharp because we're capo 7, but it helps if you're newer to guitar like me to remember it that way. So if I play that all at once, I'll play it slow just so you can hear it. And you go back into E, you just repeat that, and it ends on the F sharp, the 2 on the low E string. It ends on that progression, so it doesn't leave you like a cliffhanger. Then it goes straight back into the verse. You do the verse again, end it in the same spot, or at least I think that's where it ends. It could be on the E, but I feel like that wouldn't be a good resolution for the verse if you're going to start the chorus with E. I don't know. Either way, do it as comfortable and easier for you and what sounds right to you. It doesn't matter. And then So, chorus again, same progression, E twice, C, C with high E, G 3 times, and then F sharp, so you go through that, and then it's the same progression of the chorus through after the main verses of the chorus where it goes, do you not dream of me? Through that, it's still E twice, C, C, G 3 times, F sharp. It's the same thing, through all of that. And then once it goes in the quiet part, you can hear how there's no like picking through like the whole song, it's just one note hits, and it's the pattern for that is E. So you're going to do open E in the B string, and just keep your fingers fretted on the third. I think that's easy because you're going to go to that next. So, and then you go to the 3rd fret B, 3rd fret A, and then you're going to do G, so 3rd fret high or low E and 3rd fret B. Then you're going to do that again. Then 2nd fret low E. So I'll play through that so you can see what it sounds like. And actually, before I do that, after you run down to the 2nd fret on the low E one, leave your ring finger on 3rd fret B and go from high E and then go B, G, because I think that's what's played through all these on the song. I'll play it right now, and I'll see, you can, if you know the song, it'll make more sense what I'm talking about. But basically, I think that's the speed of it. So I'll play through that slow right now, but actually I'll play it at pace because there's no picking speed in it, You'll realize with the pick, I'll play through it, the progression once, so you can understand the speed of everything, but there is a little bit of a speed change going from G to F sharp. If you listen to the song, you'll definitely hear it, but I'll play it right now for you, so. And you go straight back into E, and you just run that up into the solo. But I'll play through the progression once, I'll just do verse once, and then I'll do chorus once. So that should kind of give you an idea of speed. And if I mess it up, I mess it up because I do that a lot. We're human. I'm not a great guitar player. I'm just trying my best. So here you go. There you go. First one I messed up. There you go. So that's, one run through the verse, one through the chorus. Verse is just a repeat. Chorus is just a repeat of its progression that I showed earlier. Luckily, if you can get the muscle memory down of what fingers do what, it's not a lot of work to memorize the chords, which is nice. And then the solo. So I am going to have to rewrite the tab for it. I have it written down for if you don't play it with capo, but I don't know why I did that, because I only play it with a capo, because I'm assuming, most of us are probably don't have a band and are just kind of playing for ourselves, and you want to play through it, and you do like a one guitar arrangement, you are going to want to probably play with the capo because you have to play the fingerstyle with the capo. So I'll put the tab up and I'll just play through it. I think that's easier. Listen to the song to get timing right. I think I can't really give you any like timing on any of these notes, It's hard for me to do that. I'd say just, I'll put the tab up while I'll edit that in for this. I'm not going to really edit this video at all, so I'll put that in there for sure so you guys can have that, because I won't map it out. But basically, I don't bend in it at all, also because I'm on acoustic. I think theoretically you would prefer there's one note where I slide, and I'll write it as a slide because I think it's much less work on the acoustic to get it done that way. But here, I'll play it through it right now. that's that. Solo is, I think, if you listen to the song enough and you just play along with it, try and sight read it some. I actually think that helps a lot. And then just sit down and play through it. You know, I think, you know, over time you just memorize these kind of things. So I'm definitely going to put the tab up because I think running through each note is just, you know, more effort than it's worth for you and me both. So that's, you know, whatever. And then at the end, I don't know. Okay, yeah. So afterwards, there's a little closing line. So I think this is good for if you're doing a single guitar arrangement on acoustic, you know, to play the solo, and then you can still play this little closing line, which I think is really pretty. So technically this is finger, but I actually only play the treble on it, which fingerstyle purists are going to be very mad at me, but I think it sounds kind of nice without the bass notes in it. So you're going to hit back to 3rd fret on the B, and then, so that's kind of like, you'll hear that right after the solo, you hear the, and then that leads into this final little piece that you probably will recognize if you know the song. So what you're going to want to do for this little, it's really short. So you're going to hit open G string, and hammer onto 2, the 2nd fret. And then after that, you're going to go 3rd fret on the B again, and 2nd fret on the G, then 2nd fret on the G one more time, and you're going to pull off. So in speed, that's like, you know, pretty simple, not a lot of work. I just kind of like, I think it's a lot cleaner without the bass notes in it, you know, here and there, up to you if you want. I mean, not a big deal, honestly, if you want to go, I mean, basically if you put them in, I'm pretty sure it's just 3rd fret on the A string for everything, so. I think it gets a little busy on the bass end, but you know, your decision once again. Whatever sounds good to you, play that way. That's what this is all about, you know. Do your own take on these little things, embellishments, if it works for you well, you know. But that's the song, Crazier Things by Chelsea Cutler, one of my favorite songs. I love Chelsea Cutler, she's a great artist. I mean, definitely check her out if you don't know her, but you know, I assume you do if you're on this video. But yeah, just test that one out and play it. Thanks for watching.